it's more consistent with suffocation as opposed to drowning, because if you had drowned, then we would have had more fluid and would have had more inflation, but then we had like, it was slightly inflated, like somebody, like they can suffocate you, and then when you die, it's like you kind of feel, so your airway becomes fluid, and then limited air and limited anything can go down there, so then they didn't find her long after she was dumped in there, so the water barely get to seep in the lungs. So it's like, instead of it being like a drunk lungs like this, it's like this. Alright?
Stop. From the top. Number I want to say your medical terms, right?
Yes, it's choking, suffocation.
So what got swollen? What got swollen like?
Nothing at the lungs itself. If the water had seeped in through the alveoli and bronchioli, the branches of the lungs, right? Then it would have been more inflated. It would have been more big.
So what you're saying that if water gets into the lungs from drunk, then
it's gonna be a bit more big, and it's gonna be more kind of like.
So that can show up on an X-ray without you doing any actually touching a person? Can show up on a scan?
It can show that it has.
So
it can show that it have water in the lungs as well as the level of water.
The enlargement of the whatsoever we're talking about.
It's going to show that it's enlarged.
So you don't have to actually cut the person to see that inside. Makes sense for us, I understand.
So from when they did it first time, I'm like, this is not right. But so they asked me to observe. I wasn't paid, and when I reached in there, they asked me to. Everybody had to write their name and stuff. But Frank called me like around 10 in the morning. So I wasn't officially was gonna go ahead, but just because he trained, because I told you like I do a fucking job for him. So he called me next, like, I can go, and I was like, oh my god. It's like, okay, no problem, I'm gonna go. So when they asked everybody to actually write their name on it, obviously I'm not gonna write my name because I know this shit is shit. So they passing this stuff around with name, designation, department, and where you're working and which department, if I'm on the ministry or on the GPHC or whatever. So Dr. Caleb, he wrote his name, everybody wrote his name, and it passed wrong up me. I pretend like I wrote my name, and I passed it wrong back. Everybody wrote name, and so they asked me what I think. I told them it's more consistent with suffocation. It was like the guy from Mount Sinai, he was like, I agree. The guy from Delaware, he was like, I agree too, because the oxygen, if it was a drunk, and then it wouldn't have, it looked as if that person died at least 9 hours before the water got into the lungs, because the oxygen already, I don't know if you understand. Anyway, it's hard for you to understand.
Explain.
Anyway, the oxygen, the circulation and everything had already decreased. It looks like, normally you can see, it looks like, almost like a necrotic tissue, like it was black.
That's in the lungs?
Yeah. It almost looked like a necrotic tissue. So I'm like, this is not consistent with drunk. It was like, yeah, we agree. It's more consistent. Like somebody put something over your mouth, the oxygen level drop, the oxygenated blood cannot go, so you die. And when you die, you stay there a while. Because if they had to do that, then put her in the pool right away, it would have still go as if the person drowned.
Okay.
Right? Because remember, your body take a while before it actually completely shut down. So they waited almost, that's from my timings, approximately 9 hours before they actually put her in that pool. So I'm telling them she did not drown. Then the fucking jackasses gone out there. They called the family, and of course they was saying, okay, everybody come to a conclusion that she died because a lot of them was on the phone inside the room, which is you're supposed to turn off your phone. And then they was like, oh, she drowned. At that point in time, I was ready to go home. Because I didn't know how to feel about that. I know the level of victimization is going to come if I see anything. That's why I did not sign my name. Because when push comes to shove, you're not going to see Les King on that signature on that thing. I wasn't officially appointed to go to that thing. They asked me a favor to come and look over, and I give my opinion from the pulmonary side, and I give my opinion. So then when we come out and they said that, it makes it feel as though I am part of the cover-up. I am just as guilty as them. You understand?
So what do you think about your safety?
Huh?
What do you think about
I did not tell you. It was probably the second person I tell. And of course you're not recording me.
No, don't tell them about your Tom, please.
No,
I don't want nobody come look
I
at
would
me.
never tell somebody. Why would I even tell somebody? I was just feeling pissed about this shit. And another thing, she was sexually molested. Sad to say.
What the fuck? You serious right now?
She was sexually molested. And it looks as though either she was dragged or whatever they use, it have abrasion, like lots of abrasion, like deep fucking abrasion. When I had my bike accident, I had like a mark behind my leg here, and I had like a lot of abrasion on my leg. It was like that. It felt like when I saw her skin, it felt like when I fall down with that bike and I slide on the highway, how my skin was. That's how it looks. And then it looks as if it's like normal putting alcohol on a cut, it kind of like discolored it, your skin. Like you have a cut, and you throw some alcohol, kind of discolored.
Okay.
So I imagine throwing some other chemicals. I don't know what sort of chemical it was, but it discolored it to make it seem as though it's consistent with drowning. But it's not consistent with drowning. This is not my first supposedly drowned victim. I was in the interior of the emergency nurse. We had people that got covered. I witnessed 3-person got covered on the mudslide and it was under the water, and then when they come out, they had nothing like that. Nothing was consistent with drowning there. But everything is political. That's why I was so fucking upset. I called Frank and I tell him, I said, I think this time I made up my mind to go to Canada because I think you called me to fuck with my mental health. I said, you guys know exactly what you was going to rule out. Then if you was going to rule out, why the fuck you call me? As if you want the truth. Why did you call me? Why did you call me to examine the man when you know I have children too? Why did you call me? So that I went home Monday night. When I was leaving the camera, everything was a cover because, and then they wanted, like, I don't know, they thought I recognized. But when I was coming out, I said I was going to the CEO. He came saying that when Travis talked to him earlier, because I was looking at Travis' face like before Frank called me, and he was asking him, and he was like, he have no comments on that, and that's not on his level, the CEO of Georgian Hospital. And then suddenly, he was well involved. So he was informed. Everybody was informed. Everybody was by the cover. So when I was ready to, when I was leaving now, he was like, Nurse King, you might have to park your car in the compound, and we're gonna drop you home because you see how this hooligans going on. I said, I didn't kill this girl. I'm not part of your little cover-up. So I have nothing to worry about. I said, I'm going to take my car out and do it. Like, if anything happens to you, it's on our behalf, and Frank is going to deal with us, and he's going to do this. I said, well, he definitely got to deal with y'all. I collect my car first. I went to the gate. These people blacked out the road. I went and I told them I need to go home. And I went home. When I went home, my God, I bought a case of beer. I drank it. One of them, I didn't even know it on. Like, I was so fucked up. I drank it one after the other. Like, I was...
Yeah, I kind of predict the outcome.
So then it's like, I asked myself, I'm like, am I a part of this cover-up? Like, you asked me to help you rule out something. You asked me what I think. I told you what I think. You agreed on the findings, and we concluded, and then you fucking go and set it down and no sexual assault.
So actually, who made the final decision to give the information outlet?
So the guys from Mount Sinai, I think it's like for instance, like he's a contractor. Mm-hmm. No, not Mount Sinai. The other guy that they wanted to come first is whoever this to name Paul. Alright? He's a contractor, and these other two is like a subcontractor. So he's like the boss. So he was like, okay, we have the conclusion. He was like, good point, nurse from our respiratory thing, yeah, because indeed, and he break it down more, like, yeah, indeed, because look at this other part, this was a part for true, they have things like oxygen, yeah, it's more like oxygen loss rather than, and I was like, okay, and then he was like, I was preparing to leave already, and then he said, okay, well, we already made our decision. I thought that was a fucking decision, right?
Oh, I understand.
I thought that was a decision. It's when, and the thing, the worst part of it is that I know the father, I know Sir Brian. I know Sabrina, and I know the aunt is she works at UG too.
Oh.
So when I see the call him inside and he was talking, and then I don't know what it tell him. If it, and one out of the two is either they tell him the truth and they want to silence him, or they tell him, okay, this is what happened, but you know, if you go there and say something, you threaten national security, you can be charged with treason.
I don't think they would bring that kind of talk to him, because he's a sweet dude. He didn't fucking understand that.
Okay.
Think about it.
Okay. So you say...
I'm just assuming, because, come on.
I've been working with these fucking people, like, since the last government changed. I know what the previous government was capable of, and this one here is the worst. This government is the worst thing that happened to Guyanese. This is not me being political, because everybody that knows me know that I criticize.
I understand.
Right. I criticize every fucking body. When Frank, even though when the other day Frank put up that he trained how much nurses, and I tell you the set of fucking incompetent nurse training. And he called me and told me I must don't make these comments under his post because it looks bad and I'm under him. I was like, you're putting voices in the public, I'm gonna call you out publicly. You want me to praise you? I'm not gonna do it. So that's the only problem with me. He said I'm disobedient and I don't listen, and I have issues. He said I have issues. I said okay. So that was
who's this Frankie like more?
Mr. Belt.
Oh.
Yeah. So once you're being truthful, you have issues, and you shouldn't be truthful. You shouldn't tell the truth. You should just. So I thought I can't keep up with a lie, so I might as well.
So the doctor, his name again, he went on yeah.
So at first,
he was a proper informer or something, because he was that sure of what he was talking about.
Everybody thinks so. Caleb. That's the thing. When you fucking sell your soul to these people, you owe this. So that's why a lot of these police, they does illegal stuff, right? And they get off. So now when they call them to say, well, okay, go and shoot this man, you have no other choice because you owe me. You understand it? It's like a game of the cartels. It's like Al Pacino, it's like El Chapo, it's like this kind of stuff going on in this country. But it's like white collar criminal that we so swift with it that you don't understand it. You don't think it. We just see it as when Caleb was just GMO. Caleb was Caleb. I know Caleb personally. Caleb was one of my batchmates. And of course he lived in tuition. He had 101 children. Good. And he went over there, he went to study endocrinology. He came back when he did he had another pre-med before he studied endocrinology. And then the government gave him some money, he went back. And so when he came back, he was all humble. He did his clinic in Kitty. Everybody was like, oh, he's the only endocrinologist in the country. And then he started to tie up with the government. Once you start tying up with the government, your whole character, you lose your integrity, your dignity. You don't have that. Any person I see stand up with John Diangamas 4 or 5 places with him, I don't trust them. I don't even want some water from them, as a matter of fact. And because these people put you in a situation that compromise you fully, that you can't say anything because you would have asked them for a favor in the past. So when I first see it was like I never his calls. Caleb wasn't paid, from what I understand. Caleb wasn't paid. Caleb was in a situation. Caleb was in a situation that he had no control of it. He was so troubled doing that life. I don't know if a person that know him, he's a person with confidence, right? He was so troubled because even to when persons was commenting, he was looking at the comments and he was like, yeah, I have concerns about the marks, but with the family promotion, I'm going to do that in a later life. Did Caleb ever do another life with regards to that? No. So recently Caleb bought medical arts. Where Caleb get money from, I don't know. Maybe the bank lending, maybe not. Maybe the government gave him some money, maybe not.
So who's actually innocent in the situation? What about the liar?
Yeah, he's innocent.
He's innocent.
Yeah, Darren Wade is innocent. Because remember, when they come with all these medical terms...
I mean, he don't understand that, right? Yeah.
Medic MC and all this shit we can talk about. He's like, he won't be aware, but when they break it down in layman terms and they take out the salt and they take out the black pepper and the fresh spice and all of that and they left it bland, then I'm going to get the last of it. This is what I'm going to understand. But when it's deeper than that, so while I want another PME to be done, I just think she should go and rest, right? She went through a lot. I need her to go and rest. And they already have a lot of evidence that it was foul play in it because she was in the pool. The drone showed it. Everybody could have seen it. Why this person was on the phone all the time? So they have lots of evidence. Persons can be charged without her even getting another autopsy. But they don't want it. They don't want the FBI to come in because investigating the police is investigating themselves. So it's like, I'm just happy that, I don't know if they come in, I'm just happy that no call was made to my phone.